Hello, everyone. Welcome on in. Uh, I knew it. Wasn't going to sit down until I saw this needs to be adjusted a little bit. I think that might be better. Alrighty then. Hello, hello. Dang it, it still looks a little crooked. Well, we're going to go with it. It is what it is, what it is. Unless it's really bothering you all. All right, come on, Facebook. Yay. Does that look okay, or do I need to fix it, Tina? It looks a little crooked to me, but you let me know if you can, if it's all right, I'll leave it. All right, did I turn this on? Hold on a second.
Power on.
Okay. So fix it or leave it. Hi, Judy. Does it look, it's okay? Okay, then we'll leave it. I'm going to put my glasses back here so I don't lose them. So since I have kind of a big project here, I did a couple little steps ahead of time, but hopefully we can get them done, all of them. I am doing some like camping dishes and that, and I did a few so we wouldn't be waiting through the whole process, even some of the silverware, and grunged them up. But we're going to finish them with the cup and the coffee pot and the spoon. So you can see how I'm grunging it all up. Hi, Joanne. I did use the Bonding Boss to put on here, and now I'm using the Dixie Belle Cobalt Blue, which I just realized I'm going to have to get me some more. Evidently, I like this color, and I like to use, as y'all have probably heard me before, I like to use these little sponge daubers, because I like the way the paint goes on. And we're going to put it in like a little old basket type thing. I thought it'd be kind of fun since it's that type of weather right now. Some people like to go camping. I used to when I was younger. Thank you. Hi, Andrea. How are you? Uh-oh. We will just tilt our heads. Just, I'll fix it. I'll fix it. I could hold it like this and it'll look straight. How about that? That's why I always ask, because I'm kind of a little bit anal when it comes out. I'm looking and going, oh, that's crooked. I need to fix it. Hi, Sparky. Hi, Judy. Hi, Andrea. Hope I didn't miss anybody. I did paint the inside so I could stick my hand in here while we were doing this. And I think before we go any further, because the hard part is getting this little handle on the inside, so I'm going to take a brush and kind of dab away in here. If I missed anybody, I apologize. Judy, did I say hi to you? I hope. Andrea, I saw that you did have a little bit of a mess to clean up. She tried. She's so cute. I like it when like the grandkids and the younger grandkids and even your children want to get into like crafting and that. I think that was always so much fun. Now, when my older daughter got married several years back, her and Tina was at the wedding, made all their bouquets out of paper. But that was always fun. I like doing all that stuff. So for those that are just hopping on and didn't see the beginning, I did do some pre-prep because I'm doing a whole like camping set. So I did do some ahead of time. So y'all wouldn't have to sit here and watch me constantly just be doing painting. It's bad enough I'm making you watch me tilted, right? Tilt, tilt, tilt. So does anybody else craft with their children or grandchildren? Last time I did anything, they wanted to do some wreaths, and that was the first time I did any wreaths. So I was like, oh, okay, learn some things from it because my son bought and I bought most of the materials all from Dollar Tree. That's not always a good idea because you wind up, hi Peggy, hi Becky, you wind up using a lot of the, oh, I lost it. Not ribbon. Y'all help. Brain fart. You craft with your nieces and friends. Sometimes it's hard to get that camera angle just right. Right? Sometimes it's hard to get. Uh, I wish they'd quit changing stuff. I wish they'd bring back so we can flip our cameras. You and your grandson are crafting together. That's awesome. The tool. Isn't that what it's called? Tool? Because I remember we had to keep going back and getting more and more, and I'm like, this ain't good. Mesh, thank you. I knew tulle was right. Tulle's more for the dresses and fancy skirts and that. Thanks, Andrea. Thanks for saving a sister. So I'm sorry I wasn't on yesterday, but I was not feeling very well Sunday or yesterday. And for any of you on here that have some major back issues, you will understand because it doesn't always just affect your back. And unfortunately, that's what happened. So I'm getting there. Okay, so this one's done. I'm going to set that off on the side. I believe I got this at a Goodwill. I saw it and I was like, oh, that's mine. And sometimes Ken still says, what do you want that for? Hi, Sherry. And I have to say, just wait, you'll see. But I decided I wanted to leave the lid just the color that it is. Thanks, Sherry. Thanks, Andrea. Yeah, sometimes I think those that don't have that think that, okay, it's just your back. It's not always just your back. A lot of times it affects your inside organs too. But, oh, I did tell you because we were talking about this not too long ago about them saying that I needed to do a psych eval and all that. I think I told y'all that they finally called me and they're supposed to be sending a packet and I'm supposed to answer all this in the packet. They told me that the lady told, not the psych place, but the lady that's with Abbott who deals with the equipment and that said, now, they're going to try to trip you up. So they're going to ask you the same question like 50 different times, basically. I said, okay, that's fine, whatever. And then she said that they'll make an appointment. And I thought she was under impression that we could do it virtually. Nah, nah, Hi, Steph. Hi, Melissa. So the lady calls and she says, no. She says, we come in town. We're, and I said, okay, so what days do you have available? She said, first, let me tell you, we only come in from Lexington because they're in Lexington, which Lexington is not that far away at all. Depending on where you're at in Lexington, it could be an hour. But anyway, she said, we only come in once a week. Mondays. That's it. So, of course, this Monday they couldn't do, and the next couple Mondays I have previous engagements. So the only Monday that she would do is at the end of the month. But we'll see. Gets a little frustrating, but what are you going to do, right? So anybody else crafting today? Y'all know I'm going to be full of blue paint by the time this is done, right? All right, we got to take this brush because I want to get into the little old crevices right here. And up under the lip. Isn't it funny how I'm going to paint all this? It's going to look nice and new, and then I'm going to grunge and rust it up. Isn't that fun? I think it is. Thanks, Steph. You're still making donuts? I need to try making donuts, and I've seen several different ways and different techniques for making bread, but I have not done any of that yet. Or I could just, I thought, well, there's so many people that do it, I could just buy it from them. But what, it's probably fun to try and do. That's my thought. All right, since I am getting blue all over me, I'm going to dry part of this and then come back and finish painting it. I'm going to be a smurf. So, Andrea, are you making a whole bunch just for yourself for projects, or do you sell them also? I have to take the boys to work and go grocery shopping today. Ooh, that's fun. Grocery shopping. Woohoo. I don't like grocery shopping anymore. It's one of your favorite crafts? See a little bit of spots on this. I do too, and I evidently I've used it a lot more than I thought I did because I don't have a. You go, oh, okay, well there you go. I'm gonna have to get some. I have to make them. That's cheating, though, right? Or is it being extra creative because you figured out how to get it done without doing it? I don't know which that would be. See, if we had to paint, y'all would be all the rest of them. You'd be going, oh my God, is she ever going to quit painting? Hi, Mickey. I didn't see you hop on. Thank you, ma'am. I appreciate it. Did I miss Cheryl? Did I miss somebody? I'm sorry if I did, but hello. Trying to keep up with. I'm surprised comments is actually working. I've been watching some people off and on today, and my comments weren't working. Either I would see them and couldn't respond, or they'd start and then they'd stop and I couldn't see, and I'd have to keep going back in and out to get this to see comments. So I'm surprised they're working right now. Thank you, Melissa. I appreciate it. Yep, I'm running low on my cobalt blue. Gonna definitely have to get some more. I love the Dixie Belle, but I think it was on Andrea's live. Somebody was talking about another paint. I'm going to have to go back and look and see what it was. Hi, Vicki. Thanks for sprinkling. So we're finishing up painting our coffee pot here. And then we're going to start rusting it all up. Got something on there. And then we're going to put our little basket together. I think we got it all. I think we did. We're going to go with we did. Don't know where I put my lid, so that's going to have to move out of the way. Where'd my lid go? Ah, I see it. Paint Pixie. That's what I was thinking, but I wasn't sure. That's been happening to you. I think it's been happening to everybody. We've been having problems with the comments. I had somebody send me a thing saying, your account's going to be shut down, blah, 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 blah. And I thought, okay. It was a hoax. They wanted you to click on a link. So beware. I'm not doing the bottom. That's what it originally looked like, but I'm not going to do the bottom. Just for sake of time right now. And it was starting. What it also looked like is what the lid looked like, and I didn't want to do the lid because I like the color of the lid. You get them all the time. That's an ongoing thing, I think, too, daily for anybody who may have not started doing lives or has just started doing lives. Do check every day the people that start following you, because you go in there, click on the info that you can get on them, and if you can't get info, there's a reason why. But that's a job in its own, going in there and checking on all of that. But got to do your due diligence there. You can't see comments. Ah. Yeah, I know. That's what I know. She was, and somebody else was, and myself, and I was like, okay, come on, really? Okay. So we are going to use the rust effect, and those that don't know about it, I got it off Amazon. Comes in gold. This is the red rust, and this is the brown rust, and it all comes in a box off Amazon. Yeah, even when you don't do lives, you can still get some of the creepers and trolls, but we also get some of those that want to mess with you and try to get you to hit on their links and stuff. So I'm just taking, and you can do it however you like, but I took the gold first, then I took the rust, and then I take the brown, and sometimes I go back with the rust again. But I really like the way it does the effect on here. And I'm not doing rust all over, just in certain spots, but just for an example, like look at what it does for like the silverware and that. I like the way it does that. And Cindy is the one who first introduced me to this because she was using it on one of her lives, and I thought, oh, that's cool. I really like that. I'm going to dry this so I can move it around. Yes, I've gotten some of those too, and I go and back to see who they are and where they're at just to see if, okay, and I'm sorry, but maybe I'm wrong. But when I'm getting them from like Bangladesh and places like that, it's like, yeah, okay. So I kind of ignore those. So I just have them a little bit in here. And since I have it kind of mixed up on the brush. But y'all, in the next couple weeks, I will have a eBay where I am going to be selling some of my stuff on. I have to figure out also how to get the link to share it for y'all. Haven't figured all that out yet, but I'm working on it. All right. I think it needs something maybe over this way a little bit. Just make it a little something something. Gonna need some more red. Jimmy Joe. What's Jimmy Joe? Or who's Jimmy Joe? Hi, Tina. How are you? Must have missed something. You can just tell. Yeah, I figure I need to start something. I know I could do a live auction, but I don't know the complete ins and outs of that yet. So I may still do one of those somewhere down the line. Of course, there's not anybody on here that I can't maybe go and ask for little tips and tricks. Hint, hint, Andrea. Can you for my friend Pauline and her family for Father? Definitely will keep them in prayers. I'm sorry. So I'm gonna add a little more of the red in here, the red rust. I've got enough, it looks like, of the others. Definitely keep them in prayers. Oh, okay. Now, because this is usually where on these pots they usually start rusting, that's where I'm going to start. Thanks, Andrea. I appreciate that. So I'm surprised. We've been having some pretty nice weather here lately. I don't know what's happened. I thought we were supposed to be getting all this rain, and so far I haven't seen any. Shouldn't say that, but we haven't. It always seems to start rusting around these spots, so we're going to get some in there. So again, if you haven't gotten any of the rust effect, you can get it off of Amazon, and I really do like it. Thanks, Tina. Hello, Ronnie. I didn't see. There you are. Hi, Ronnie. Thanks for sprinkling. Hi, Karen. Thanks for sprinkling. All right, I feel like it needs something, some maybe over this way a little bit, just a little something, something, and something around the edge. And if I get it on me, it's fine because it does come off. I won't be rusted, even though I feel like it sometimes. Um, and just because we probably need to put some up in here. All right, let's dry this before we do any more. So it does dry pretty fast. Not on its own, but with your heat gun. So how is everybody else's weather? Have you been able to get some nice weather so you can go out and enjoy the sun? I don't even know what the temperature got up today, but I know when I was talking to Tina a little bit ago, she said it was kind of warm out there. So for those that are just hopping on, this was this color. I did take the bonding boss because it helps to let whatever paint color you're using adhere a lot nicer. And then we're using the rust effects. And I see somewhere else I probably should do it right on these little springs right here, because those are another thing. And we probably should put a little bit on our lid. Can't have it looking too pretty up here. Okay, I think that's probably good. It's in the 80s. It's sunny and hot here. Summer officially arrived. I don't know what the temp is, and I don't know if Tina's still on or not, but I know she was saying it got kind of warm out. I was out a little bit with the dogs, but I don't keep them out too long. Okay, we got one more thing to rust up, and then we can go on to our, I have a little basket kind of preset because I don't want to keep you all on here forever. So again, I did use the bonding boss on here, and I did sprinkle a little cinnamon on the bonding boss. Hi, Kathy. But this I want to kind of grunge up or rust up everywhere. So we're going to start on this side. You can get some a little bit on our handle. Tahe is 70 today. Supposed to rain. I thought we were supposed to be getting some rain, but I'll be honest, I haven't looked, so I don't know. Tina must have hopped off. I think for those that don't know, I think Tina G lives probably about, depending on traffic, 40 to 45 minutes away from me. Can you tell I like to dab things? Plus, I think, like I said, I like the way using the sponges in that. I think it leaves a nice little extra texture. Yes, I understand that. Totally understand. You can feel it coming. No rain until Thursday, Friday. Oh, yep. I get it. Back definitely lets you know. Okay, so I think that's enough on all the rusting up. But we're going to dry this up. I did mine probably about 20 some years ago. I was working at UPS, and that was before they had the belts that everything came off of those cargo containers on one straight belt. You used to have to lift a lot of what they called the ear eggs, which were 75 pounds or more, up over your head onto the belt with a partner. And ever since then, so, but you must go on. Okay, I think that is dry enough. So we're going to sit these off to the side for a second. So I can fold this up. Now, by the magic of the prepping fairies, we have a basket. And it was a nice clean looking basket, but I kind of grunged it up a little bit. But I used Dixie Belle's Mud Puddle and Dixie Belle's Coffee Bean to kind of grunge it up a little bit. I didn't want to make it too grungy, but enough to kind of make it kind of dirty. It's 85 and partly cloudy. And what I thought I would do is take a little bit of this, even though it's kind of clean. We could take a little bit of this rust and just kind of dirty it up a little bit with the rust. instead of like doing the coffee grunge and that, I'm just taking the rust stuff on here and kind of grunging it up a little bit. So it's like a little piece of something that's going to be in there. And then we'll take our heat thing and just kind of dry it up a little bit. Yeah, I got it. My hands are, look at, I'm sure y'all stay real clean, right? Now, don't get me wrong. I love my coffee grunge and the cinnamon. And I use the cinnamon, pumpkin spice, and nutmeg mixture. I like to do that. But on some things, I think I like this rust effect technique better. And then on others, I like the other way. So I'm just going to stick this kind of in here and have it kind of hang over a little bit just for something. We're going to take, this is what we pre-did, and it's done on both sides. We're going to have our I think I'm going to put my bowl over here. My cup here, maybe. No, the coffee pot here, and then the cup. Now, I do want to take, and y'all are going to have to pick. I'm thinking we're going to put a bow on here, and I used this material. But as you're looking at the material, I want to take a piece and put it and tie the spoons. It is. It's real clean. And tie a piece around the material. So as you're looking at this, you can decide which one you think we should use. This will be one. This one says camping and therapy and born to be wild. This is 2. This is 3. Let's see which way y'all can see it better. It's got the tent, the backpack, the fire, and all that in there. And it even has a coffee pot in there. So that's 3. And then this is 4. It has the cabins, the lake cabins, the Moose Lake, the lantern, and all that. So which material do we want to use to tie around our silverware and kind of hold them together? Yes. Oh, I didn't do that on these, but on the cup and the, why didn't I do that, y'all? I don't know if y'all can tell, but I did splatter on everything but the cup. You know what? We can fix that, because why? I have it right here. Tina says 3. So that would be the darker one. Good thing I can wipe this glass top off with no problem. So I did on the other ones, I did take it and use some splatter on here. And there I just hit it a little bit, so it's going to have one big effect. Three or 4. Okay. Let's get some splatter on our little coffee pot, because we need to have everything match, you know. And don't worry, this is one of my old shirts. So I'm okay if it splatters on me. Because I don't know the best technique for splattering where you don't get it on everything, because I do. I'll show you. I'll show it. I'll hold it up closer here in a second, as soon as I wipe off my splatter mess fingers. And give these a quick dry. Not that it'll take long for the splatter to. But on the plates and that's what I did. I've sprayed it, took a little splatter and splattered it up. Now this one has one big spot. And I didn't do the bottom or the inside, but that's okay. It's an old, grungy, rusted up set. Okay, put that there. Okay, so we are down to either this one or this one. I think I'm going to go with this one because it has the coffee pot and that on it. So let's cut us some little piece of ribbon. Are you all the same way? Like if you're doing a craft or something, okay, you need an extra hand, you need, or whatever, you're using your tin. Thanks, Ronnie. Thanks, Tina. Now, I know I'm not going to need this big long string, but we might. Can y'all move that out of the way so y'all can see? So I think I'm going to wrap it around to kind of help hold it a little bit. See if we can tie a nice little bow. No, what I just thought of what would be good too is if I have a loaf of bread that I found at Hobbies, I could have gotten that and kind of made it kind of oldie and moldy. Go with our rusty set. All right, come on. I hate when I want it a certain size and then it keeps going. Let's trim that off a little. So we'll put that in here. Now, I did make a bow using all that material, not totally made. It's not totally made. I have it in here, and I was thinking, I thought, well, we could put one down here, but then you really wouldn't see it. So I was kind of thinking maybe put it on here. What do you think? Or no bow? I'll finish tying the bow up, but you all decide and let me know if you think it needs it or not, and if so, where you would put it. Tetanus dinner surprise, right? I can't have tetanus shots, y'all. I found that out when I was young. Grew up on a small farm, and somewhere or another, when there was some building going on, all the nails didn't get picked up. So, there's one to be found. I'm going to find it. It went right through my shoe. So I wound up having to go get a tetanus shot. Me and tetanus shots don't get along. They said, no, you don't. And I do have, if we do use the bow, I do have like a button or something we can put on there. I was wishing I had something more campy, like a little fork or something. But I don't think I had. Oh, I do have some little. I might do that. If we used a bow, I have some little forks in that somewhere. Bow on the front of the basket in the middle. Vicky went to Hobby Lobby today. So did Tina. She found a whole bunch of stuff. So I know if we're going to put it up on the front, I'm going to have to trim it up a bunch. But is that where you're thinking? Put it up here? instead of like up here on the plate. Oh, I'm gonna look. I know where I hold that. I think I know where I have them at. Hold that 1 second, please, while you're deciding on the plate or up front. I'm thinking they might be in here. I need a little helper today. I do have some. They might be a little big, but we'll see. Right there, right up front on the basket. Okay. So let me see. See, I have some little silverware. Might be a little too big, but we'll see. All right, if we do that, I'm going to have to cut off quite a bit. Maybe even more than this, but we'll see. Yeah, I don't throw any of my material away, even if it's little scraps. I don't throw any of the like if I'm doing some paper stuff, I don't throw that away because you can do stuff with it. We still might have to cut more off, but this is a start. All I bought was some yarn and embroidery floss. Love it. Save those. Yes. Okay, so what do you think? Right there? And do we still need to trim some more, or do you think we're good? I'm kind of liking it a little bit long. Tina, I think, went and bought a bunch of material. See if my heat gun's almost, it's coming out. Well, it acted, well, would help if I put another stick in there, y'all. I think it's good. Thanks, Kathy. Thanks, Sparky. Anybody who won Happy Mail from me last week and the week before, it's all being sent out tomorrow. And I usually send everybody tracking numbers so they know when it's coming. Now, the glue's not totally dry yet. Gotta fix this part too. Alright, so I have these, y'all. They might be too big, but we'll see. I'm not sure where they were, but they were being reduced for like $1, so I got them. We could put, it has actually a knife, a fork, and a spoon in here. And I don't know if we can get them all on there or if it'll even work. It may be way too big. Can y'all see them? They're kind of big. Hey, Ken. Thanks, Andrea. You think it's good just like that? So no silverware on there? I don't know. What do y'all think? Can you see it? And my hand is covering a little bit of it at the bottom so I could kind of hold it there. Silverware or no silverware? That is the question. To be or not to be? Oh, and we're gonna do something tomorrow that I'm gonna put the basket back here that we could probably still add some more in here. You like the silverware? Okay. I'm gonna have to turn this for a second so I can get this going and see if we can get the silverware in here. And then I'll turn it around so y'all can see. Sorry, y'all, concentrating. Hard work putting silverware on. Just waiting for it to dry. I think it's gonna be, it still has to dry, but there it is. Can y'all see it? And you know what I think I'm gonna do, because this looks too new still. I'm gonna kind of try to pull this and see if I can rough it up a little bit. Make it a little, I mean, everything else is kind of aged up. Might as well make this look a little run down. A little material here. Make it a little ragged looking. There, I made that look a little more raggedy. So you could see the silverware. I was kind of worried. I thought it was going to be a little too big, but I think it's actually not too bad. And I still have more. I don't know how many's in the set, but I used one of each just to put on the front because it comes in these colors. If I see any more, I'm going to get them. I have some that are a little more, much bigger, but anyway, here's my project for today, y'all. And I did, like I said, I did grunge the basket up some. I do swear by, I love the Bond and Boss. It does come in clear, it comes in white, and it comes in gray. So, you know, you have options for what you're using. So far, I've only used the white, and I put it, and it worked on ceramic. It works on just about anything, wood, you name it. And it helps to adhere. And if you're doing it on wood and it has like maybe a stain or something and you can't keep like sanding it because it keeps coming in and out, it's supposed to cover that up so that doesn't keep like leaking through. And then just again, I do use the cinnamon mixture, but I also like the Rust Effects, and it comes with the brown, the gold, and the red, and that's what I use to rust all this up. And when you get it, it doesn't show it on the Amazon, but it will come in this box. So that's what I keep it in. Thanks, guys. I appreciate it. Thank you, Joanne. Thank you, Ronnie and Kathy and Andrea. So I hope everybody has a good rest of the day. And I will see y'all tomorrow. I think what we're going to do, because I already had some things in mind, is we're going to do some, and we may even be able to add it to our basket. So I'm going to move my horse, and then we'll just do what we have tomorrow. But I thought this is a cute little set. I actually surprised myself. So y'all have a good one. I wish I could send you some hearts, but they won't let me. So instead, I'll just send them from here to there. I appreciate each and every one of you. You are the highlight of my day. You make it fun. So I appreciate y'all. Have a good one, everybody, and I will see you all tomorrow, same time, same bat channel. Bye, y'all. Enjoy your evening.